Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share 3 easy, no-cook, low-carb, keto diet-friendly breakfast ideas. These are all breakfasts that you can make ahead of the time, grab and go when there's just no time for breakfast in the morning. And as always, I've written a full blog post which I'll leave down below, which has all of the recipes, step-by-step instructions, as well as loads of variations for ingredients, which you'll see along the way too. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment too. I'm filming this video because last week I shared one-pot meals and asked what you wanted next, and unanimously voted for breakfast. So next time I feel like sharing something snacky. Do you want some inspiration for sweet snacks or savory snacks? What do you normally crave, sweet or savory snacks? Let me know and I will put something fun together for you for next week. But let me get straight into it with the first breakfast. And for the first breakfast, I'm making a chia pudding. Now I know I've shared heaps of different chia pudding options on my channel in the past, and this is just going to be another yum variation. So we've got chia seeds here, of course. Now you can definitely have chia seeds in a low carb keto diet. I'm often asked questions, but they're full of fiber and they're just great. Don't overdo it. We're just going to have a couple of tablespoons. That will be perfect. And to mix into the chia seeds, we're going to use a half a cup of liquid, and I've just got loads of different options here I'm going to talk you through, but you can use a half a cup of one. In the past I've shared even a coconut milk chia pudding, which is just a half a cup of coconut milk and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, and you're good to go. Give it a mix, keep it in the fridge a few hours to thicken or overnight, and you've got a lovely chia pudding. Or you can use a quarter cup each of different options, which I've got here. So we've got almond milk. This almond milk brand actually has got pretty much little to no carbs in it, so just have a read of all almond milks and make sure it's unsweetened, doesn't have sugars or any extra carbs in it, and that one is the option that I use. And to bring the fat content up, I like adding a bit of cream, so you might do a quarter of a cup of almond milk over here, quarter of a cup of cream, and it just means that it's low carb, high fat, super creamy, and so good. And I've got kefir over here too. I love using kefir in my diet. It's just lovely flavor. It's kind of almost like yogurty, and again have a bit of kefir, maybe a bit of cream to bring the fat content up, and it's just so tasty. And as I mentioned before, coconut milk, canned coconut milk, again check that it's full fat, that it's low carb, got no sugars or any other fillers or thickeners added to it. And to sweeten, just depending what options you choose, you may want to sweeten it with half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of stevia. So those are the options for a nice, wonderful, creamy chia pudding. And then you could add in chocolate or lemon or berries. Really loads of options, which I'll write in the blog post down below, give you some ideas. But I'm going to put mine together now. Now, the dish that I'm choosing to use is this small rectangular dish. I'm using it because it comes with a lid. I've got the lid over here ready to go. So I can put my chia pudding together, pop the lid on, pop it in the fridge, and you could take it out to work. You could take it out to school, college, university, whatever you like, and it's just good to go. So I'm going to first pop 2 tablespoons of chia seeds into my dish, but you could use a mason jar, you could use a bowl, you could use a glass, you could use whatever you like, but I've got 2 tablespoons of chia seeds there. And I'm going to go for a quarter of a cup of kefir just because I've got it open and it's so good nutrition wise. And a quarter of a cup of cream. As I said, bring the fat content up and it just makes it super creamy. And I'll just give it a stir through, make sure that all the chia seeds are submerged in the liquid. And I'm actually, for sweetness, I'm going to add just a smidge of stevia. Just about a half a teaspoon of stevia. And mix it in. There you go, that's kind of perfect. And you can see it's made in the glass over here that you can just pop the lid on. I'm going to pop it into the fridge to thicken. You can thicken it for a few hours, or just make it when you're making your dinner, make breakfast at the same time, pop it all together. We'll pop the lid on, pop it in the fridge, and in the morning you can straight away just eat it with a handful of berries, or mix some cocoa powder or cacao powder through. But I will show you once it is thickened up and ready for breakfast. Okay, it's now breakfast time. Time to take out the chia pudding. And it's set really beautifully and thick. I'll just grab a spoon and show you. You can see it's a lovely thick chia pudding, and you could really just enjoy it just like that. Or there are loads of toppings ideas which I will go through with you now. You can either pop some fresh or frozen raspberries. I've got some frozen raspberries here. You can just pop a handful of raspberries on. You can go for a lemon or a lime. I've got some limes in my fridge, so I've grabbed out a lime as an example. I have made my chia jam. Now, I shared the recipe for this ages ago. It's really boiling up a bag of frozen berries. I get a frozen bag of mixed berries, but you could use frozen raspberries, strawberries, any berries you like, or fresh instead. Boil them up until they're mashable. Mash them with a potato masher along with 1/4 cup of chia seeds, 1/4 cup of stevia. Let it thicken. And you've got jam. I know these are make-ahead breakfasts, and that's something that you can cook, but you can, well, it's a no-cook breakfast, and that's something that you kind of need to cook. But once you've got this in the fridge, you're good to go. But instead, you could really just use fresh berries. But that is one option that I really enjoy. You could just pop on some nuts or some more chia seeds, which I'll pop at the back over there. And the other option, if you want something a bit chocolatey, is to break over a row of chocolate to mix through. Or I've got cacao nibs over here. Just a handful of cacao nibs makes a lovely chocolatey topping. So it is totally up to you what you want to go for. I am going to top mine with just a handful of frozen raspberries. And if you don't feel like making, or you don't have chia jam, then yep, some frozen raspberries are great. You could even just leave the frozen raspberries on overnight, let them thaw out, and you've got just a lovely breakfast. But that is my first breakfast. Keep watching for 2 more easy, just quick breakfast. Look at that beautiful breakfast to take away. And for this no-cook, low-carb breakfast, I've got a few different little options of foods that I'm going to put together. You could pop it on a plate, you could pop it into a container and take it away with you to just grab and go. Totally up to you. But what I've got is cheese. Really, any cheese you like, you can pop into this breakfast. I've got a cucumber, so we've got some veggies, nuts for some good crunch and protein too, and healthy fats. And I'm having smoked salmon, a bit indulgent, decadent. You could have really any breakfast meat you like. You could have some cooked ham or chicken or turkey, beef, anything that's already cooked, so you don't have to cook it. You could cook it yourself, you could buy it packaged, totally up to you. But I've just got smoked salmon, so I'm going to put a little plate together. And now an alarm's going off in the background, just ignore it, sorry about that. And so I've popped my breakfast plate together. We've got smoked salmon rolled up over there. You could even pop some cream cheese inside, it would be so good. I've got a couple of slices of cheese, cucumber, and some nuts too. And you could enjoy this at home on a plate, or really just as easily pop it into a container. Just like that. So you can just pop a lid on it night before, again, chop everything up, get it all organized, and then pop it in the fridge, and you've got breakfast to go. You can just go this with all kinds of variations, as I mentioned, and I'll pop them in the blog post down below. But that is this no-cook, low-carb breakfast. I've got one more to share with you. And for my final no-cook, low-carb breakfast, I'm making a smoothie. I've got a selection of ingredients here. You can choose which ones. I want to kind of make a raspberry cheesecake smoothie. So definitely going to have raspberries, definitely cream cheese, and I'm going to add in some cream. Now it's up to you what other liquids you want to add in. You could also, not really liquid, but for some more creaminess, add in some mascarpone, a bit of stevia to sweeten if you want. And then for more liquid, you could choose to have almond milk, kefir. You could also add in yogurt if you want to. Really just mix and match. decide how many carbs you want to allocate. Obviously the lowest absolute carb would probably be almond milk. This almond milk that I get here, it actually says carbs nil, of which sugars is nil. So really, if you want it to be super low carb, go for almond milk. Otherwise, just allocate it appropriately. And I've got my NutriBullet over here that I'm going to pop it into my blender cup, and I've also got lots of other lids and attachments. So if you have a NutriBullet like this, you can often get ones that have all of these, not really attachments, but lids, so I can make up my smoothie, pop a lid on it, pop it in the fridge, and then take it away in the morning, or just have everything all ready to go and blend it in the morning. Loads of different options to just have it to go, and it's got a handle even, this one. But yep, I'm going to pop all of my ingredients into my blender and get blending. Now I'm using the smaller of my blender cups. I'm making my life easy and just using a 1/4 cup and just measuring out each ingredient. So 1/4 cup of frozen raspberries there. I'm going for a 1/4 cup of cream, make it nice and creamy. 1/4 cup of kefir, so I'm going to go for 3/4 cup of liquid in total, 1/4 cup of cream, 1/4 cup of kefir, and we'll go for a 1/4 cup of that almond milk. 1/4 cup of almond milk. And for the cream cheesy cheesecakiness, we're going to go for 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. Now you could also add in, as I said, stevia if you want it to be a bit sweeter, but I just find the berries and the cream cheese to be sweet enough. There you go. You could also add in some protein powder if you want to add extra protein, but I find those 2 tablespoons of cream cheese is perfect enough. So we'll just grab the lid to pop it all together. Okay, I've got the lid going on, and I will just adjust your view so you can see the smoothie come together. And here you go. There you go. It's done. Now I'm just going to pour it out into a glass. So I've got the glass over here, and I'll just pour out the smoothie. But as I said, you could just pop a lid onto it or pop it into a protein shaker if you want to, so you can have it to go. But that is my final no-cook breakfast. I know it's a liquid breakfast, but this smoothie is so packed full of nutrition. And as I said, if you want extra protein, just add in some protein powder. But otherwise, look at that beautiful cheesecakey smoothie full of raspberries, and it's just so good. But that is the video for today with these 3 easy no-cook low-carb breakfasts that you could just grab and go, make ahead, and just have them when you just don't have time to cook in the morning but want a meal, just like this lovely raspberry cheesecake smoothie. And remember to check down below for the link to the blog post, which will have all the recipes and loads of variations too, so you'll have loads of inspiration for loads of low-carb, keto-friendly breakfasts. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, let me know your favorite go-to no-cook, low-carb breakfast. I look forward to reading your comments, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.